So I titled it, Who Needs Jesus? And as I was thinking about the title, I always try to think about the text, and I look at the title, and I'm watching and I'm following Paul in this ministry journey along with his team. And I started just thinking, as we go about life day to day, do we ever stop and think about the people that are around us? I say this morning, as we look at this Divine Breakfast Club, we're going to encounter three types of people that we encounter all the time in our lives, but maybe we don't think about it. When we move around, we carry the gospel inside, and here are the people around us, those that are looking. Do you know that there are people around you that are looking? They're searching for the truth. They're not hostile. A lot of times we don't speak because we think that people will be hostile towards the gospel. But I want you to know this morning that there are people that are looking. Will somebody tell me the truth? There are people around us that need liberated. There are people that are in bondage to all sorts of things, addictions, people, relationships, attitudes. And there's those around us that are lost. They're simply lost. They're not bad people. They're lost people. How many of you know God doesn't despise lost things? He goes and does what with lost things? He goes and looks for lost things. Amen? Lydia is a God-fearer, so she's a Gentile who has embraced Judaism. So she's either a proselyte or near proselyte to Judaism. She is ordering her life according to the God of Israel. Lydia is a mega rich woman, billionaire. She sells purple cloth, and purple cloth is very expensive. And she believes and responds, and her whole entire house is baptized, and she opens her home. First, God opens a heart, and then he opens a home. There's an outpouring of generosity by this woman, Lydia. I say Lydia represents the first person that we encounter, those that are looking. Lydia was looking. Lydia was already ordering her life according to the God of Israel, but as soon as Paul started speaking the power of the gospel and the grace of Jesus Christ, she goes, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. There are people around us that are looking. They're going, there's something burning inside, and I don't know what it is, and they're looking, and they go, that's not the truth, that's not the truth, that's not the truth. But when we come with the unfiltered truth and power of the gospel, that's what Paul did. She responded and opened, not only her heart was open, but now the first church in Philippi gets established. Church, we need to recognize that there are Lydias all around us. People who are waiting for us to bring the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. That phraseology means that she was possessed by the Spirit that gave her the power to be clairvoyant, to kind of predict future events. And she was making a lot of money for the people that own her. The actual Greek is pneuma python. She had the spirit of Python. Python was this mythological snake that guarded the temple of Apollo. The slave girl represents people around us that need liberation. Amen. There are people around you that are trapped in addictions, in lies, in things that would just hold them bound. This poor girl, she's got the worst possible scenario. She's possessed by demons, and then she is being, can I say it in church? She's being pimped out by guys for their benefit. They're benefiting from her spiritual and physical bondage. There are people that need liberated. There are people around you, maybe in your own families, that are in bondage. And they need to hear the unfiltered, life-giving, chain-breaking, liberating truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Amen? Amen. Right? When the jailer awoke, saw the prison doors open, he drew his sword and was about to kill himself. Because see, he understood that as a Roman jailer, if prisoners get away, I'm now responsible for the punishment that they were going to receive. And if that included death, he had to die. And he said, I'm not going to let them torture me, then kill me. I'm going to kill myself. They stay put. They stay put. And then the jailer turns on the light, and Paul says, don't hurt yourself. We're all here. And then look at the response. What must I do to be saved? The jailer represents those people around us that are lost. This jailer, when he witnessed the power of God unleashed, his only question was, what do I need to do to be rescued? I'm lost. And he took them at that very hour of the night and washed their wounds, and immediately he was baptized, he and all his household, and he brought them into his house and set food before them and rejoiced greatly, having believed in God with his whole household. The power of the gospel, ladies and gentlemen, it rescues, reconciles, and restores. When Paul and his team set foot in Philippi that day, it was an act of war. The kingdom had announced, we're here. And I say that as bearers of the light and love of Jesus Christ, as followers of Jesus Christ, we need to be ready for war. Everybody's looking at me like, what? What are you talking about, T? Ready for war. I'm using it as an acrostic this morning. Ready for war. W, we need to be willing. We need to be willing to go wherever God sends us. We need to be willing. 2, A, we need to be aware. We need to be aware that there are people all around us, people who are looking, people who need liberated, people who are lost. And as salt and light, our job is to be salt and light. And 3, we need to be ready. Peter says, one of Jesus' most famous disciples, when he writes his letter, he says that we should always be ready to give a defense for the hope that is in you. When we're looking at the world and people are like, how come you're not freaking out about the government? Oh, because I know that when the king returns, he's not taking sides, he's taking over. Amen? He's taking over. And I'm in the kingdom. So will you be willing? Got to be ready for war. Will you be willing? Will you raise your awareness to the people around you? And will you be ready for a word that can liberate, rescue, save,